After getting their first run rule victory of the season, the Hayes High Lady Indians softball team will now look for a season sweep against a WAC opponent early in the regular season as they welcome the Dodge City Red Demons to Biggle-Schmidt Sports Complex. And with that, we welcome you in here from Biggle-Schmidt Sports Complex here in Hayes, Kansas on this windy Thursday afternoon along with our entire Tribe Broadcasting Network crew. I'm Hank Corsair, and the Hayes High Lady Indians have shown that they are in for a big year this season. They started off with some big wins against teams like Olathe East, Junction City, and got their first run rule victory on Tuesday night against Dodge City, 15-0. As we take a look back at that game, Hayes High jumped out to a 5-0 lead after the first inning, scored 2 in the second, and then 8 in the third to conclude the night and win by a final score of 15-0. And they saw some good performances by some of their top players. Riley Dreher finishing with 3 runs, 3 hits, and 3 RBIs on the day. Also getting 3 runs in that game, Lauren Klein. And Hayes High also in that game as a total had four players go for multiple hits. And also 8 players recording an RBI. And on the mat and in the circle in that game, Riley Dreher, she played really well, only allowing 1 hit and getting 2 strikeouts, and had a lot of help from her defense as well as they held the Red Demons to a 111 batting average and only a 200 on-base percentage. So they'll be looking for another big win today as they welcome Dodge City, and they'll look for the season sweep. And we'll have first pitch when we come back. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
We all know how hard it is to play sports outside of work and school, but sometimes we forget that we're not the only ones that are taking the time outside of work and school for these sports. Coaches spend a lot of time outside of school at practices, games, and other team events to help every athlete succeed. They set things up before practice and stay after to help their athletes. So remember to thank your coaches for all the time and effort they put in to make your experience the best it can be. I'm Jeremy Winslow, and this was a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association Student Advisory Team.
Hello everyone, this is Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning in to today's game, and we also want to remind you that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play of varsity sports including football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians!
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Sportsmanship is more than shaking hands before and after games. It is striving for fair play, positive behavior, and respect towards your opponent. It can also highlight the character and integrity of an athlete whether they win or lose. Therefore, it allows an athlete to develop maturity, responsibility, and perseverance while maintaining a competitive spirit. Achieving good sportsmanship is shown not only on the field or court, but also how an athlete positively treats others in everyday life. This is Shalaya Inslee from Marion High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team.
This is the dangers of littering.
Cigarette butts are the most common type of litter. Over 100,000 whales, dolphins, and turtles die annually after becoming entangled and consuming plastic. Over 1 million animals die per year due to littering. Every year, over 10 billion tons of plastic end up in the ocean. Littering cans, broken glass, and other sharp objects can cut and hurt animals and allow diseases to infect them. Animals can mistake litter for food, often causing malnutrition or even death. Littering can destroy an animal's habitats and shorten their food supply.
Some ways you can help end littering is picking up trash in public when you see it, or just picking up in general. Let's make this world cleaner and let's end littering together.
We welcome you back to Bickel-Schmidt Sports Complex as the Lady Indians get set to take on Dodge City and are already looking for their first season sweep of the year in a doubleheader today against the Red Demons after beating them in a run roll 15-0 on Tuesday night. As Jaylee Summers will get the start on the mound tonight for Hayes High, and this one will be popped up into the infield by the shortstop Aaliyah Smith, and getting under it is Lainey Becker, and there's the first out of the game. Lineup tonight for Dodge City, that they just started off with Aaliyah Smith. Now up will be Kennedy Thompson, and Tatum Steiner will be the designated player at the 3 spot. Maisie Muslin will be batting 4th. Number 23, Kiana Tasaka is batting 5th. Camilla Saulnier follows after her. Jocelyn Che at 7, and Raquel Lopez at 8. And finishing out is Abby Schreiner at the 9. It's a 1-0 count to Kennedy Thompson. And this pitch will be a hard chopper to the shortstop. Riley Dreher throws it over to first base to Adelie Kippis, and there's out number 2 for the Hayes High defense. Hayes High's defensive alignment today in the outfield from left to right will be Lauren Klein, Elise Zimmerman, and Katie Klein. Brinley Rupp is at third base, Riley Dreher at shortstop. Lainey Becker is at second base, Adelie Kippis at first. And the catcher today is Avery Soliday. And as we mentioned, the starter tonight is Jaylee Summers. As this one hit in the air to left field. Lauren Klein trying to track it down, and she does, and just like that, it's 3 up, 3 down to start the game for Hayes High, and we'll see how they respond with their bats when we come back. This is Hayes High baseball, or softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
The key to a great game is sportsmanship. It is essential to show respect to your opponents, teammates, coaches, and yourself. Playing hard, being fair, and having fun is what sportsmanship is all about. Whether you win or lose, congratulate your team and opponents for their hard work and dedication. Good sportsmanship is about demonstrating integrity, fairness, and respect. Let's show the world what true sportsmanship is all about. A message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team and Tribe Broadcasting.
Hello everyone, this is Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning in to today's game, and we also want to remind you that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play of varsity sports, including football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians!
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, Come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
After just throwing 4 pitches from Jaylee Summers, Hayes High is already up to bat here in the bottom of the first inning after a 3-up, 3-down from Dodge City, as Macy Muslin will be the starting pitcher tonight for the Red Demons. Her 4th appearance of the season, 0-2 record on the year, as she'll start off against the center fielder number 8, Elise Zimmerman. And this one low but in there for strike 1. Hayes High's lineup tonight, Elise Zimmerman leads off, followed by her is Lauren Klein and Riley Dreher in the 3. Cleanup batter is Avery Soliday. The 5th batter will be Brindley Rupp. Adelie Kippis is the 6th batter. And rounding it out, Laney Becker, Katie Klein, and Jaylee Summers is this one. Little chopper into foul territory, and the 3rd baseman, Raquel Lopez, runs up on it for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up the left fielder, number 24, Lauren Klein. Defensive alignment tonight for Dodge City. From left to right in the outfield, they'll go with Camilla Saulnier, as well as Kiana Tasaka, and in right field is Abby Schreiner. This one fouled off or correction, it'll be a ball that got away from the catcher. 3rd baseman tonight is Raquel Lopez for Dodge City. At the shortstop position will be the sophomore Aaliyah Smith. Second base is Jocelyn Shea, and at first base is number 6, Lauren Barnett. And the catcher tonight is number 11, Kennedy Thompson. 1-0 count to the left-handed batter, Lauren Klein. This one low and outside for ball 2. Lauren Klein looking to get started early after a strong performance on Tuesday night against Dodge City. This one popped up in the infield. Once again, Lopez trying to get under it, but then it gets away. And it'll be a 2-1 count. Very windy day here at Bigel-Schmidt Sports Complex. We'll take a look at that real fast. It's currently 71 degrees with wind speeds of 19 miles per hour with 30-mile-per-hour gusts. See how that impacts both teams throughout this game. Muslin delivers the 2-1. Klein thought about going around for it, but this one will be 3-1. Riley Dreher on deck and Avery Soliday in the hole for Hayes High. As Lauren Klein looking to get on after having a strong performance on Tuesday against Dodge City. She had 3 runs, a hit, and an RBI, and was perfect in her on-base percentage as she swings and misses. Full count coming up for the left fielder. Muslin with 6 strikeouts on the season. Delivers the full count, and this one will be a chopper, and the catcher Thompson runs up on it. It'll get past the first baseman, and Lauren Klein will go to second base on a fielding error. So Lauren Klein, the first one to get on for Hayes High, and that'll bring up the shortstop, number 30, Riley Dreher, who leads Hayes High in multiple stat categories, including average, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, hits, RBIs, runs, and stolen bases. A key part for this Hayes High softball team as she gets the first pitch. This one a line drive going towards the second baseman. It'll get past her. This one will bring Lauren Klein home as Riley Dreher rounds first base, and Hayes High's got their first run of the game as Riley Dreher gets a double on her first pitch of her at-bat. Able to find that gap between Che and Barnett. It's a 1-0 Hayes High lead as the catcher Avery Soliday will come up with Dreher in scoring position at second. Soliday had 2 hits and 2 RBIs against Dodge City on Tuesday. This one right down the middle for strike 1. We'll also give a quick uniform description real fast. With Dodge City, though, they're wearing gray uniforms with red numbers, letters, and stripes with Dodge City across the front, and the numbers and letters have a white outline. And this one, a line drive to the shortstop. She dropped it as Riley Dreher will slide into third base, and she is safe as it hit her. So on a fielder's choice, Avery Soliday will get to first base with runners at third and first for Hayes High. And we'll see a courtesy runner come in for Solid A. It'll be number 6, Shea Augustine coming in. And now that'll bring up the third baseman, Brindley Rupp. And head coach for Hayes High, Abby Gillen, having a discussion with the head umpire. Just letting him know that it's a courtesy runner for Avery Soliday.
Now batting for the Indians, the third baseman, Brindley Rupp.
So Brindley Rupp will come up to the plate. 3 hits for her on the year as well as an RBI. She now has 2 runners in scoring position as Augustine stole second. And it's an 0-1 count to the third baseman. Muslin gets set, delivers the pitch, and this one popped up behind the home plate, and this one will bounce off the barrier for strike 2. 1 out so far for Dodge City. That one was a pop out in foul territory on the left side for Elise Zimmerman, the leadoff batter for Hayes High. And Muslin delivers the 0-2, and this one a line drive going into foul territory on third base. And the count will stay 0-2. Rupp got on base 2 times against Dodge City on Tuesday. Off of the 2 hits that she had, she's looking to get on again. This one outside, and there's ball 1. Second baseman for the Red Demons is shifted over towards the first base. There's a gap near second base, and this one outside once again for ball 2. Muslin is ready, so is Rupp. And the pitch on the way. This one once again popped up. This one will go out of play behind us. Count stays 2-2. 6 pitches now on this at-bat between Macy Muslin and Brindley Rupp. Adelie Kibbis is on deck, and Laney Becker in the hole for Hayes High. One out so far. And the 2-2 on the way. This one right down in the dirt, and this one will get past the catcher as Riley Dreher comes home on a pass ball. And now coming home is Shea Augustine. She will score as well. 3-0 Hayes High lead on the pass ball. This is one of the keys to getting an early lead against Dodge City. Just take advantage of their mistakes. And now already we're going to see a mound meeting between Macy Muslin and the infield. Brindley Rupp will be faced with a 3-2 count as Muslin tries to fight back. She's had her struggles this season. Has given up 50 runs. It's now 53 when you count in the ones from today. And she's only had 6 strikeouts on the year and has an opponent batting average of .439. Rupp will step into the batter's box. The right-hander, it's on the way, and this one, I think it actually hit Brindley Rupp in the foot. Either way, that was going to be ball 4, and she gets on. It was low in the dirt. Now Brindley Rupp is the lone Hayes High player on base as the first baseman, Adelie Kippis, will come up to the plate.
Adelie Kippis.
.250 average for her on the season, 500 on-base percentage. And the pitch on the way from Muslin. Kibbis shows bunt. This one perfect, just rolling slowly right down the first base line, and she is safe in time. A perfect bunt for Adelie Kippis. And now at third base, Brindley Rupp will stay put as the ball went by the third baseman. And Adelie Kippis also advanced to second base. 2 runners in scoring position now as Laney Becker will come up to the plate for Hayes High.
Second baseman, Laney Becker.
Only has 1 RBI on the season. She has a chance to add 2 right here. Right-handed batter against right-handed batters. The pitch on the way. This one a line drive into center field. This one will get down, and it will be a 2 RBI single for Laney Becker. So 3 RBIs now for Laney Becker. Now in the 8th batter will come up, and it's number 18, Katie Klein.
The right fielder, Katie
5-0 is the Hayes High lead. And the pitch on the way. This one outside. Klein takes a swing at it, and it'll be foul behind home plate. If Klein can get on right here, Hayes High will return to the top of the order in the same inning as Jaylee Summers will round it out here in a little bit. This one down in the dirt for ball 1 on a 1-1 count. And Laney Becker stole second base. Muslin gets set and delivers. And this one a roller to the shortstop. And she'll make the play and throw it over, but the throw's not in time, and it actually gets past the first baseman. And Laney Becker will come home to give Hayes High a 6-0 lead. So Katie Klein will stay put at first base. And now Jaylee Summers, the pitcher, will come up to the plate. Went 1 for 3 against Dodge on Tuesday. Had a run, a hit, and an RBI. And the pitch on the way from Muslin. This one right down the middle for strike 1. Like we just said, Hayes High will return to the top of the order after this. And after Elise Zimmerman popped out to in foul territory to the third baseman, Hayes High's just taken off from there with a 6-0 lead. This one, another ground ball to the shortstop, and it's a fielder's choice out at second for Katie Klein. So as Hayes High returns to the top of the order, Elise Zimmerman will come up to the plate.
Now batting for the Indians, number 8, Elise Zimmerman.
Had 2 runs and a .250 on-base percentage on Tuesday. 0 for 1 on the day so far. Now the pitch on the way. This one outside for ball 1. Muslin set, and the pitch on the way. This one fouled back, 1-1 count. One count for Elise Zimmerman, Lauren Klein on deck, and Riley Dreher in the hole. And the pitch. This one popped up out of play once again behind home plate. Zimmerman's taking a swing at a lot of the pitches on the outside from Muslin. Just trying to get them in fair territory. First baseman's playing up as the pitch on the way. This one high for ball 2. And Muslin's ready. Pitch. And this one a line drive, and it will go off the glove of the second baseman. She tried jumping up to make the catch. And now Zimmerman will advance to second base, and she is there in plenty of time with Jaylee Summers advancing to third base. Now that'll bring up Lauren Klein. She got on through an error by the catcher. She was the first player to get on for Hayes High tonight, and she was also the first run as the left-hander returns here in the first inning. Runner at third is Jaylee Summers. Runner at second is Elise Zimmerman. And the pitch on the way. And Klein will take a swing at it right to the pitcher on a hard ground ball. And there is out number 3, but not before a lot of damage done by Hayes High. 6 runs after 1 out was recorded, including Lauren Klein getting on through an error, Riley Dreher getting a double, and then 5 more runs followed after that as Hayes High takes a 6-0 lead into the top of the second inning. We'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
The key to a great game is sportsmanship. It is essential to show respect to your opponents, teammates, coaches, and yourself. Playing hard, being fair, and having fun is what sportsmanship is all about. Whether you win or lose, congratulate your team and opponents for their hard work and dedication. Good sportsmanship is about demonstrating integrity, fairness, and respect. Let's show the world what true sportsmanship is all about. A message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team and Tribe Broadcasting.
This is the dangers of littering.
Cigarette butts are the most common type of litter. Over 100,000 whales, dolphins, and turtles die annually after becoming entangled and consuming plastic. Over 1 million animals die per year due to littering. Every year, over 10 billion tons of plastic end up in the ocean. Littering, cans, broken glass, and other sharp objects can cut and hurt animals and allow diseases to infect them. Animals can mistake litter for food, often causing malnutrition or even death. Littering can destroy an animal's habitats and shorten their food supply.
Some ways you can help end littering is picking up trash in public when you see it.
Back here at Bickle Schmidt after a 6-run first inning from Hayes High. They return now looking for another 3 up, 3 down against the Red Demons, as this one a swing and a miss for Macy Muslin to start the game, or to start the second inning. Muslin still in search of her first hit this season. This one high for ball 1. On deck for the Red Demons is Kiana Tasaka. Camilla Saulnier is in the hole. Another swing and a miss at a high pitch. And it's a 1-2 count now to Muslin. And the 1-2 pitch on the way from Summers. This one's high and outside for ball 2. Summers will look for the strikeout. Hayes High's pitching has been very successful this year. 33 strikeouts on the year entering today's game. And she'll look for the strikeout here after this at-bat. This at-bat has had more innings than, or excuse me, more pitches than the first inning, and she swings and misses at that one for the strikeout. It was a 5-pitch at-bat to Macy Muslin after the first inning for Dodge City. They had 4 pitches combined on a 3 up, 3 down inning. Now the 5th batter will come up. That is the center fielder number 23, Kiana Tasaka. And the pitch on the way from Summers. This one inside, but in there for strike 1. Camilla Saulnier will be on deck. Jocelyn Shea in the hole for the Red Demons. And this one a swing. And Lainey Becker will come up on it from second base and throw it over to Adelie Kippis for out number 1. And not quite sure what happened there. The umpire stepped in. The play was made in time. Not quite sure what was said. But Tasaka is there in time. That will bring up Camilla Saulnier. This one in there for strike 1. So it's an 0-1 count to Saulnier, and it was catcher interference is what they determined, as Saulnier swings and misses on it's now 0-2 in the count. Summers looking for out number 2. Struck out Macy Muslin swinging to start the inning. This one high for ball 1, and a stolen base attempt. Tasaka is in there in time, and she will take over at second base. Summers looks at her wrist as she's faced with a 1-2 count. Pitch on the way, swings and misses, and there's strikeout number 2 for Jaylee Summers. 3 pitches and a strikeout. As that'll now bring up second baseman Jocelyn Shea. One RBI for her this season as she has a runner in scoring position. 1-0 is the count, as this one misses high. Tasaka is at second base for the Red Demons. Got on through a catcher interference and stole second, as it's a 1-1 count now to Jocelyn Shea. Summers gets set. Soliday showing low. This one a line drive to Kippis at first base. She collects it and gets the out to retire the side. Macy Muslin got struck out swinging to start the second inning. Kiana Tasaka got on through a catcher interference, and 2 outs follow. And Hayes High will go into the bottom of the second, still leading 6-0. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello everyone, this is Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning in to today's game, and we also want to remind you that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play of varsity sports, including football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
As athletes, we couldn't play the sports we do without officials. Officials keep the game safe, fair, and fun. Our officials work hard in the off-season to be the best they can. The best way to thank them is to show them nothing but respect and gratitude during competition. As competition starts this year, please be aware of how you are treating officials in order to have the best outcome for your season and your officials. A message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team in Tribe Broadcasting.
Back here at Bigel-Schmidt Sports Complex as we go into the bottom of the second inning with Hayes High in front on the Red Demons 6-0. And it'll be the 3, 4, 5 batters here for the Lady Indians as Riley Dreher will come up after doubling in the first inning and eventually getting home on a pass ball. As she faces off against Macy Muslin. This one high, and Riley Dreher had to duck down from it, and it's ball 1. Hayes High had 4 hits, and Dodge City had 2 errors in that first inning. And now the pitch from Muslin, and this one a line drive into center field. This one will get down and go past the center fielder. Riley Dreher will round first base as she goes to second. She'll try to head for third. Will she get there in time? She will as she slides in safely. Raquel Lopez was not near it. And a triple for the senior and 3-time all-WAC selection.
Now batting for Hayes High, number 22.
So now the catcher, Avery Soliday, will come up. She got on through a fielder's choice where Riley Dreher was at second base and then advanced to third as the tag was not made in time. And now Muslin will deliver the pitch. This one down in the dirt for ball 1. Soliday will step back in. Muslin gets set and winds and deals. And Soliday swings and misses that one for the first strike of the at-bat. Brinley Rupp will be on deck for Hayes High and Natalie Kippis in the hole. And Muslin delivers the pitch. And this one will be fouled out of play. It was low and outside as Soliday took a swing at it. And it's a 1-2 count now to the senior catcher. Soliday had a 333 average coming into today's game and is looking to get on again as the pitch is on the way. This one fouled back. The count will stay 1-2. And Muslin will deliver the pitch. And this one will be popped up over towards the third baseman. It went over her head, but into foul territory. Count will stay 1-2. It looked like the wind did kind of play an impact on that ball. It looked like it probably could have stayed fair, but then got pushed into foul territory on the third base line. Still 71 degrees here at Bigel-Schmidt. Wind has dropped a little bit to 18 miles per hour. As this one was high and Soliday almost took a swing at it, but it'll be a 2-2 count. And Muslin's ready. Pitch on the way. This one will be low. It's a line drive to the shortstop, and then it bounces in front of her. Soliday trying to get there in time. She is not there in time. After a 7-pitch at-bat, she's out at first base, but she does bring Riley Dreher home to give Hayes High a 7-0 lead.
Now batting for Hayes
So after the
High,
RBI for Avery Soliday,
Brindley
making that her
Rupp.
4th of the season, that will bring up Brindley Rupp. Had an 8-pitch at-bat in the first inning, and now this one will be popped up and out of play for strike 1. But anyway, she had 8 pitches on her first at-bat in the first inning, and then it was either a walk or the ball hit her foot. It was a little tough to tell, but she eventually got home for the 4th run of the game. As they'll get the ball back in. Rupp faced with an 0-1 count. And Macy Muslin delivers the pitch. And this one a pop-up to the third baseman into foul territory. And she gets under it for out number 2. So after a 6-run first inning, Hayes High put up
Now batting
their
for the
first run with the leadoff batter, Riley Dreher, to start this inning, but 2 outs have followed now by Dodge City. And now the first baseman, Allie Kipnis, will come up to the plate. Singled on her first at-bat and eventually got home. This one low, and it gets past the catcher, ball 1. Adelaide Kibis looked over at third base where head coach Abby Gillen is standing as the third base coach. And this one a chopper, the pitcher Muslin tracks it down, and there is out number 3. Only one run scored there by Hayes High as Riley Dreher after a triple. And Hayes High takes a 7-0 lead in the top of the 3rd inning. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
We all know how hard it is to play sports outside of work and school, but sometimes we forget that we're not the only ones that are taking the time outside of work and school for these sports. Coaches spend a lot of time outside of school at practices, games, and other team events to help every athlete succeed. They set things up before practice and stay after to help their athletes. So remember to thank your coaches for all the time and effort they put in to make your experience the best it can be. I'm Jeremy Winslow, and this was a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association Student Advising Team.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Leading out for
35
Dodge
minutes
City is
into
third
today's
baseman
game of
Raquel
into game
Lopez.
1 of today's doubleheader. Hayes High with a 7-0 lead going into the top of the third as Jaylee Summers will stay in the circle facing the 8-9-1 batters for Dodge City here in the third inning as the third baseman number 16 Raquel Lopez will lead things off. 1-0 count, and Summers delivers this one high and outside for ball 2. Lopez looking for her first hit on the year. As Dodge City entering today's games, they've only had 3 players record a hit this season. This one a chopper to the third base side, and it will be a bobble. And getting on base is Raquel Lopez as Brindley Rupp couldn't collect the ball as she ran up on it. And now that'll bring up the 9th and final batter of the order for Dodge City,
number 20,
Abby Schreiner, the right fielder.
Schreiner.
Pitch on the way from Summers, and this one will be fouled away for strike 1. 1, 2, 3 batters for Dodge City up next. Aaliyah Smith, Kennedy Thompson, and Tatum Steiner. Summers gets set, facing the right-hander, and this one low, and she takes a swing at it. There's strike 2. And Summers gets set, delivers, and a swing and a miss, and there is strikeout number 3 on the day for Jaylee Summers, her 6th of the season. Raquel Lopez will stay at first base after getting on through the air, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Aaliyah Smith, as they return to the top of the order.
Aaliyah Smith.
It's at a pop out to the second baseman, Lainey Becker, to start the game on the very first pitch of the game as well. And she swings and misses at this one as it was low and went by her. Summers takes a look at her left wrist and gets set and winds and deals. This one popped up into the infield. Getting under it is Riley Dreher. She'll run up and make the play for out number 2. So 2 outs now that the Red Demons are faced with, and that'll bring up the catcher, Kennedy Thompson. Out on a 6-3 play on a 1-0 count to start on her first at-bat in the first inning. And Summers delivers, and this one right down the middle for strike 1. Summers delivers, another swing and a miss to Kennedy Thompson. 0-2 is the count. And the pitch, this one high and away for ball 1. Kennedy Thompson has just 1 hit on the season, and this one fouled back, and she stays alive. Four pitches now on this at bat. As Summers will get set, pitch on the way. This one high and up there for ball 2. Summers delivers, and a swing and a miss, and there is the strikeout for out number 3. Four strikeouts on the day for Jaylee Summers as Raquel Lopez got on through an error from the third baseman, Brindley Rupp, but then 3 straight outs follow after that. Go to the bottom of the third. It's Hayes High 7, Dodge City 0. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Sportsmanship is more than shaking hands before and after games. It is striving for fair play, positive behavior, and respect towards your opponent. It can also highlight the character and integrity of an athlete whether they win or lose. Therefore, it allows an athlete to develop maturity, responsibility, and perseverance while maintaining a competitive spirit. Achieving good sportsmanship is shown not only on the field or court, but also how an athlete positively treats others in everyday life. This is Shalia Inslee from Marion High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory.
AC Muslin returns to the mound as we go to the bottom of the third inning with Hayes High in front 7-0 on the Red Demons. 7, 8, 9 batters coming up next for the Lady Indians as Laney Becker will lead off the third inning. And this one a line drive into right field. Schreiner had to run up on it, and she won't get there in time, but Becker will stay put at first base. Two for two on the day for Laney Becker. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Katie Klein. Reached on an error to start the game on a 1-1 count and then got out on a fielder's choice.
The right fielder, Katie Klein.
Muslin will deliver the first pitch of the at-bat. She shows bunt, pulls back, and Becker will steal second base. They will call it ball one. That's the third stolen base now on the year for Laney Becker. And second of the day. 1-0 decline. She shows bunt once again. It goes right up the middle, slowly, but she's there in time as the first baseman Barnett dropped it. The third error of the day for Dodge City. As Laney Becker will advance to third base, that'll bring up the pitcher, Jaylee Summers.
Now that is for Hayes High, number 3, Jaylee
Got on through a fielder's
Summers.
choice in the first inning and would stay put at third base on the final out. Showing bunt to Muslin. Pulls back and then will swing at it. This one high in the air to center field. Running up on it is Tasaka. She gets under it, but tagging up is Laney Becker, and she gets there safely for the 8th run of the game. So one down as Hayes High scores once again.
Now batting for the Indians,
And that
center
will return
fielder,
them to the top of the order as Elise Zimmerman will come up to the plate. 1 for 2 on the day so far after doubling in the first inning. And then had that pop out to start the game. Pitch on the way, this one outside for ball one. One 1-0 count. Muslin delivers. This one a line drive to the center fielder once again. She's not going to get there in time as Katie Klein will safely get to second base. A little bit of a close call, but she's their safety. And the second hit of the day for Elise Zimmerman as the left fielder Lauren Klein will come up to the plate. Reached on an error to start the game. It was Hayes High's first run of the game, and then had an out at the end of the first inning on a 1-3 play. Pitch on the way from Muslin. Klein shows bunt, and this one will stay in play, just barely staying in on the first base line, and she's there safely. Great bunt there by Lauren Klein. That one looked like it was about to go out into foul territory. Muslin picked it up, and Klein also had to avoid it as well.
Now batting for the Indians, number 30, Riley Dreyer.
So Riley Dreyer, the third batter, will come up. Batting in the left-hand box this time. One out, pitch on the way. She'll take a swing at this one high in the air to left field. Running back on it is Saunier. She's looking up, and this one is gone. A grand slam for Riley Dreher, and Hayes High extends their lead to 12-0. Second home run on the year for the Lady Indian softball team. And that will bring up the cleanup batter, Avery Soliday.
Now batting for Hayes High, number 22, Avery Soliday.
So 12-0 is the score, and Hayes High just 3 runs away from doing what they did against Dodge City on Tuesday, run ruling them in 3 innings. As Avery Soliday comes up to the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning and got out on a 6-3 play in the second, but she did bring in a run on that at bat. Pitch on the way, this one outside, it gets past the catcher. There's ball 1. No pitch on the way. Soliday takes a swing and misses. And there's strike 1. One is the count. Muslin delivers the pitch, and Soliday takes another swing and misses at this one as well. 1-2 the count. Brindley Rupp on deck. Adderley Kippis in the hole. Catcher showing on the outside. Soliday takes a swing at this one, and it's fouled back. Four pitches in this at-bat so far for Soliday. Pitch on the way. This one high and outside for ball 2. To the count. Muslin delivers. Once again, this one outside. It's a full count now for Avery Soliday. Second time Hayes High's been faced with a full count at bat today. The other one was Brindley Rupp, where she got walked. This one right down the middle, and Soliday takes a swing at it. It's a pop up to the shortstop, and she gets under it for out number 2. So 2 down here in the 3rd inning, and now up to the plate is the 3rd baseman, Brindley Rupp. She was the first Hayes High player to be faced with a full count. She got hit by the pitch and would eventually score the 4th run, and her last at-bat was in foul territory to the 3rd baseman. And the pitch on the way, this one outside for ball 1. And if Rupp can get on right here, that'll bring up Adderley Kippis, which means Hayes High will bat the cycle in an inning for the 2nd time today. Pitch on the way. This one popped up, and this one will go out of play behind home plate. And there's strike 1. Rupp steps back into the batter's box. 1-1 the count, pitch on the way. She'll take a swing at this one, high in the air, into the gap in left and center field. And the shortstop will get under it. Smith gets the out, and that will retire the side. 5 runs get scored that inning for Hayes High, thanks to a grand slam home run for Riley Dreher, the 2nd home run for Hayes High this season. And if Hayes High can hold the Red Demons right here, they will run rule them for the 2nd time this season. We'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Sportsmanship is more than shaking hands before and after games. It is striving for fair play, positive behavior, and respect towards your opponent. It can also highlight the character and integrity of an athlete whether they win or lose. Therefore, it allows an athlete to develop maturity, responsibility, and perseverance while maintaining a competitive spirit. Achieving good sportsmanship is shown not only on the field or court, but also how an athlete positively treats others and
After a 5-run third inning, we go to the top of the fourth. Hayes High in front of Dodge City, 12-0. Looking for the run roll, as it'll be the 3, 4, 5 batters here for the Red Demons. Tatum Steiner, the first up in the fourth inning for the Red Demons. The first team WAC and second team All 6A selection, making her first appearance. This game being her first appearance of the season. She's faced now with a 1-1 count. On deck is Macy Muslin, and Kiana Tasaka is in the hole. This one fouled behind home plate, and a 1-2 count. Steiner faced with a 1-2 count. Summers has 4 strikeouts on the day so far, but this one hit deep into center field, but getting under it is Elise Zimmerman, and she'll run up and make the play for out number 1. With 1 down and 2 outs away from victory, that will bring up the pitcher, Macy Muslin. Struck out on a 2-2 count in the second inning. Tasaka is on deck, and in the hole is Camilla Saulnier. Summers delivers the pitch, and a swing and a miss for Macy Muslin. As Dodge trying to put some runs on the board right here. This is a team that entered today's game being outscored 80-3 in their 5 games this season, with all 3 of those runs coming in their 18-3 season opening loss to Great Bend. As it's a 1-1 count now to Macy Muslin. Pitch on the way from Summers. She swings and misses that one. There's strike 2. And the pitch. This one fouled back and goes off the mask of Avery Soliday, as Muslin will stay alive. Other than Tatum Steiner to start the 4th inning, every batter that has been faced, every batter for Dodge City that's been faced with 2 strikeouts has struck out. And this one on the inside for ball 2. Muslin's ready, so is Summers. Pitch on the way. This one fouled back and out of play. 6 pitches now in this at-bat. Seventh pitch of the at-bat on the way. This one a little bit high and outside, and it's a full count now for the pitcher. Full count on the way. Jaylee Summers delivers. And a swing and a miss, and there is another strikeout for Jaylee Summers. Five strikeouts for the junior on the day.
Number 23, Kiana Tasaka.
That'll bring up the center fielder, number 23, Kiana Tasaka. And Watches this one go by for strike one. She was the first player to get on today for Dodge City from a catcher's interference where the ball rolled to the second baseman. The play was made, but a catcher interference was called as she's faced now with an 0-1 count. And she swings and misses that one a little bit inside. 0-2 is the count. And Hayes High just one strike away from victory. This one low and outside. 1-2 count now to Kiana Tasaka. One-two pitch on the way from Jaylee Summers. Swing and a miss, and that will do it as Hayes High gets their third straight shutout on the year and improves their record to 6-0 as they defeat Dodge City, winning by a final score of 12-0. Or correction, we will go now into the bottom of the fourth inning with Hayes High with a 12-0 lead. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello everyone, this is Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning in to today's game, and we also want to remind you that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play of varsity sports, including football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
So we go now to the bottom of the fourth inning and an error by the second baseman. As getting on is number 20, Adelie Kibbis, and we're going to have a timeout here. As making the play was number 1, Jocelyn Shea. Lost her balance and suffered an injury on the play, so we'll step away for a moment as they take a look at her. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. So Jocelyn Shea will stay in the game. Lost her balance as she was making the play. Just needed a second. So Adelie Kibbis will get on through the second base error. Now up is Lainey Becker, and she hits this one. It'll drop in front of the center fielder, and another single for Hayes High. Two on just 2 pitches here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Katie Klein. She's gotten on through 2 errors so far today. Got out on a fielder's choice in the first inning and scored on the grand slam from Riley Dreher in the third inning. And the first pitch is low for ball one. Muslin will deliver the pitch. She'll show bunt, take off, and she is out at first base. Katie Klein couldn't quite get there in time, but she will advance both runners, and that's two in scoring position for Hayes High as Jaylee Summers will come up to the plate.
Now batting for the Indians, number 3, Jaylee.
Got on through a fielder's choice in the first inning, and in the third inning, hit out to the center fielder, but was able to get a run home on a sacrifice fly. And the first pitch of the at-bat is low, but in there for strike one. Oh and 1 is the count. Pitch on the way. Line drive into right field. Schreiner trying to chase it down. She won't get it. And that will bring one run in and a second run as well, as Jaylee Summers will stop at second base. So now Hayes High is one run away from victory.
Number 8, Elise Zimmerman.
And that'll bring up Elise Zimmerman, 2 for 3 for her on the day. After popping out to start the game, she just followed that with a double and a single. This one hit high in the air, trying to get it over the shortstop Smith, but the center fielder actually ran up on it. So there's out number 1, or correction, out number 2.
Now batting for the Indians.
So Lauren Klein will come up
Lauren
with a runner in scoring position. That one will be the winning run. This one low and outside for ball 1. Klein 1 for 2 on the day after in the first inning she got on through an error by the catcher. And she's had a ground out and a single since then. Pitch on the way. This one will be low and outside. And stealing the base is Jaylee Summers. She gets the third in time with ease. And it's a 2-0 count now to Lauren Klein. Just needs a base hit to give Hayes High the win, which would be their 6th straight on the year. Muslin delivers the pitch, and this one will be fouled and out of play, going down the left field line. So 2-1 is the count to the senior left fielder. Pitch on the way, and a chopper. It goes over the pitcher's head. Klein will get there in plenty of time, and that will score Jaylee Summers, and that will do it. So Hayes High gets the win by a final score of 15-0, 2 straight run rules, and 3 straight shutouts as they improve their record to 6-0 and drop Dodge City to 0-6, winning by a final score of 15-0. And we'll have a short post-game show when we come back, and also take a look at and then after that we'll have the first pitch of game number 2 of the doubleheader. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Hello everyone, this is Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning in to today's game, and we also want to remind you that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play of varsity sports, including football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
We all know how hard it is to play sports outside of work and school, but sometimes we forget that we're not the only ones that are taking the time outside of work and school for these sports. Coaches spend a lot of time outside of school at practices, games, and other team events to help every athlete succeed. They set things up before practice and stay after to help their athletes. So remember to thank your coaches for all the time and effort they put in to make your experience the best it can be. I'm Jeremy Winslow, and this was a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association Student Advisory Team.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
This is the dangers of littering.
Cigarette butts are the most common type of litter. Over 100,000 whales, dolphins, and turtles die annually after becoming entangled and consuming plastic. Over 1 million animals die per year due to littering. Every year, over 10 billion tons of plastic end up in the ocean. Littering, cans, broken glass, and other sharp objects can cut and hurt animals and allow diseases to infect them. Animals can mistake litter for food, often causing malnutrition or even death. Littering can destroy an animal's habitats and shorten their food supply.
Some ways you can help end littering is picking up trash in public when you see it, or just picking up in general. Let's make this world cleaner, and let's end littering together.
As athletes, we couldn't play the sports we do without officials. Officials keep the game safe, fair, and fun. Our officials work hard in the off-season to be the best they can. The best way to thank them is to show them nothing but respect and gratitude during competition. As competition starts this year, please be aware of how you are treating officials in order to have the best outcome for your season and your officials. A message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team in Tribe Broadcasting. The key to a great game is sportsmanship. It is essential to show respect to your opponents, teammates, coaches, and yourself. Playing hard, being fair, and having fun is what sportsmanship is all about. Whether you win or lose, congratulate your team and opponents for their hard work and dedication. Good sportsmanship is about demonstrating integrity, fairness, and respect. Let's show the world what true sportsmanship is all about. A message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team in Tribe Broadcasting.
Back here at Bickel-Schmidt Sports Complex on the postgame show as the Lady Indians get their second straight run rule victory against Dodge City by a final score of 15-0 after 4 innings. And we'll take a look at our recap of today's game. Dodge City went 3 up, 3 down right away in the first inning. It just took 4 pitches for Hayes High to retire the side with 2 flyouts and a ground out. And in the first inning, Hayes High had a pop out from Elise Zimmerman, but then after that, 6 straight runs would follow in a first inning where Hayes High had 6 runs and 4 hits off of 2 errors, and they only left 2 batters stranded, that being Jaylee Summers and Elise Zimmerman. In the second inning, Dodge City tried getting something going after Macy Muslin struck out, and Kiana Tasaka got on through a catcher interference. 2 straight outs, though, would follow, including a strikeout and a ground out to the third baseman for Hayes High, Adelie Kippis. And in the second inning, Hayes High, Riley Dreher led off and got a triple. She would eventually score on an RBI from Avery Soliday. And then we went into the third inning. Dodge City got Raquel Lopez on through a third baseman error, but 3 straight outs would follow after that as she would remain stranded at first base. Abby Schreiner struck out. Aaliyah Smith popped out to Riley Dreher, and Kennedy Thompson struck out swinging as well. Hayes High would get Lainey Becker on through a single to start the third inning, and Katie Klein on through an error. Elise Zimmerman hit a single, and Lauren Klein hit a single. And then after that, Riley Dreher hit the second home run of Hayes High's season, as it was a grand slam that gave Hayes High a 12-0 lead, with 2 outs following after that. And then Dodge City had a chance in the fourth inning, but they couldn't get anybody on as Tatum Steiner flew out to center field. And 2 more strikeouts followed to Macy Muslin and Kiana Tasaka. And Hayes High put up 3 runs in the fourth inning to get the run rule victory by a final score of 15-0. And we'll do a quick rundown of our final stats, starting off with Hayes High. Elise Zimmerman on 4 at-bats had a run and 2 hits. Lauren Klein had 2 runs, 3 hits, and an RBI. Riley Dreher once again has 3 runs and 3 hits, though she adds 2 more in RBIs with 5 on the day. Avery Soliday finishes with a hit and an RBI. Brindley Rupp with a run. Adelie Kibbis had 2 runs and a hit. Lainey Becker had 3 runs, 3 hits, and 2 RBIs. And Katie Klein had a run and 2 hits. And rounding out is Jaylee Summers with 1 run, 2 hits, and 3 RBIs. And looking at the pitching numbers for Jaylee Summers for Hayes High, she pitched 4 innings, didn't allow a hit or a run, and had 6 strikeouts on 47 pitches. And for Macy Muslin, she pitched 3 2/3 innings, gave up 12 hits and 15 runs, had a walk, and threw 74 pitches on the day. And in the end, Hayes High wins it by a final score of 15-0, 12 hits as a team. Dodge City had 4 errors and Hayes High had 2. And Hayes High only left 3 batters stranded the entire game, and Dodge City just left 1. Jaylee Summers will get the win today for pitching, and Macy Muslin with the loss in a game that only lasted for just a little over an hour after it had an early start time at 3:55. That'll do it for our coverage of the first game, and we'll have the second game of our doubleheader when we come back. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Welcome back to Bickel-Schmidt Sports Complex as we get set to bring you game number 2 of our doubleheader between Hayes High and Dodge City. Hayes High won the first game by a final score of 15-0 and will now get set for a season sweep against the Red Demons. As getting the start today for game number 2 in the circle is number 11, Laney Becker. Has pitched 9.2 innings this season. Has been pretty successful, 237 opponent batting average, and has 10 strikeouts on the year. As she first faces off against Aaliyah Smith, that ball was down in the dirt for ball 1. For game 2, Dodge City's order will be Aaliyah Smith, Kennedy Thompson, and Tatum Steiner to start things off. Macy Muslin is in the cleanup spot. Kiana Tasaka is the 5th batter. Camila Saulnier at 6. Raquel Lopez, Abby Schreiner, and Alicia Villa will be the ones rounding it all out, as Smith is faced with a 2-0 count against Becker. And this one will be fouled as it hit the plate and then rolled back a little bit. A 2-1 count between Smith and Becker. This one, a slow pitch, is in there on the outside for strike number 2. Smith flew out twice in that first game. She was the leadoff batter in that game as well. Now trying to survive right here with a 2-2 count. This one high and outside for ball number 3. Full count to start the game for Aaliyah Smith against Laney Becker. Becker gets ready, winds and deals, and a swing and a miss as this one will go down in the dirt, but it'll be a drop third strike, and Smith is out at first base. So that'll bring up the catcher, number 11, Kennedy Thompson. Take a look at Hayes High's defensive alignment. Lauren Klein, Elise Zimmerman, and Katie Klein from left to right in the outfield. Brindley Rupp will be at third base, and Riley Dreher is the shortstop. Casey Jones will start at second base, and Brindley Browse will be the first baseman, and Avery Soliday is back at catcher. 0-1 count now to Kennedy Thompson. Again, for Dodge City, they are wearing the gray uniforms with red numbers and letters with a white outline reading Dodge City across the front, and also red stripes on the sleeves. For Hayes High, it's the maroon jerseys with gold numbers on the back and maroon numbers with a gold outline on the front, reading Hayes in maroon with a gold outline across the front, and they also have yellow stripes on the, gold stripes on the sleeves. 1-2 count now to Kennedy Thompson. Tatum Steiner is on deck, and Macy Muslin is in the hole. Pitch on the way. This one a grounder to Browse at first base, and she just walks over and makes the tag for out number 2. So that'll bring up the third baseman, number 15, Tatum Steiner. Butler Community College softball commit. Was a first-team All-WAC and second-team All-State selection last season. This one down in the dirt for ball 1. Steiner had 2 flyouts in the outfield, 1 to left field, 1 to center field in that first game. And on a 1-0 count, this one fouled back. Slow pitch, a little bit high. She took a swing at it, and it goes behind home plate. 1-1 is the count. Becker gets set and delivers. This one down low and inside, ball 2. Hayes High's infielders will walk up a little bit. That one in there for strike 2. So 3 straight batters faced with 2 strikes to start the game for Dodge City. First one was a strikeout on a drop third. The other one was a ground out to the first baseman. Pitch on the way. This one a line drive into center field. And Tatum Steiner gets her first hit of the season as she's on first base here in the first inning. That makes her the 4th player just the 4th different player for Dodge City this season to record a hit. And that will bring up the first baseman Macy Muslin. She was the pitcher in the last game. She had 2 strikeouts in game 1 on 2 at-bats. This one a line drive. Brindley Browse goes right to her, and she makes the catch to retire the side. A line drive going right towards her. She just lifts her gloves up and makes a big play to retire the side. Just 1 hit and 1 man stranded for Dodge City as we'll go to the bottom of the first inning. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hello everyone, this is Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning in to today's game, and we also want to remind you that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play of varsity sports including football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians!
Sportsmanship is more than shaking hands before and after games. It is striving for fair play, positive behavior, and respect towards your opponent. It can also highlight the character and integrity of an athlete whether they win or lose. Therefore, it allows an athlete to develop maturity, responsibility, and perseverance while maintaining a competitive spirit. Achieving good sportsmanship is shown not only on the field or court, but also how an athlete positively.
Back here at Bigel-Schmidt Sports Complex as we go to the bottom of the first inning. As Elise Zimmerman will lead off for Hayes High, facing off against number 12, Alicia Villa. Her second appearance of the season. The other one was on Tuesday against Hayes High. And Elise Zimmerman will start off against a 1-0 count. And the pitch on the way. And this will be a hard ground ball to Steiner at third base. And Muslin can't make the play as Elise Zimmerman will get on through an error to start the game, or to start the inning. So that'll bring up Lauren Klein for Hayes High. We'll go through Hayes High's batting order as Elise Zimmerman just led off. Lauren Klein now up. Riley Dreher at the 3 spot. Brindley Browse the cleanup batter. Avery Soliday as the 5th batter, and Laney Becker as the 6th. And rounding it out, Casey Jones, Brindley Rupp, and Jaylee Summers. Pitch on the way to Lauren Klein. This one in there for strike 1. Defensive alignment for Dodge City. The outfield will be from left to right, Camilla Saulnier and Kiana Tasaka and Abby Schreiner. Lauren Klein shows bunt and then pulls it back. 1-1 is the count. Tatum Steiner is at third base. Avila Smith is the shortstop. Second baseman is number 16, Raquel Lopez. And at first base is number 30, Macy Muslin. And the catcher for the Red Demons is Kennedy Thompson. And Alicia Villa is the starting pitcher as Lauren Klein swings and misses. Faced now with a 1-2 count. Villa gets set and delivers. This one outside. I'll bring it up to a 2-2 count. Klein got on 3 times in that first game, and she fouls this one back. Count will stay 2-2. She started off by getting on through an error, and then had a ground out to the pitcher in the first inning, which would be the final out because Hayes High batted the cycle. And then she had 2 singles to end the game where she scored a run and brought in the winning run on her final at-bat. And this one will be a wild pitch getting past the catcher. Elise Zimmerman will go to second base. So a full count for the left fielder, Lauren Klein. And Villa delivers the pitch. And this one gets past the catcher once again, but it'll be a walk for Lauren Klein. And Elise Zimmerman advances to third base. So Riley Dreher will come up to the plate.
Now batting for the Indians, number 30.
A three-time All-WAC and All-State selection. Scored 3 runs, had 3 hits, and had 5 RBIs in game 1. As she watches the first pitch go by for ball 1. And Lauren Klein, she stole second base. So 2 runners in scoring position for Riley Dreher to work with. Pitch on the way from Villa. This is a line drive into center field. They'll go back, and this one will take a bounce, and it will stop at the wall. This will bring in 2 runs as Riley Dreher will round second base. She's going to third, and another triple on the day for Riley Dreher. Ace High right away takes a 2-0 lead after a 2 RBI triple from Riley Dreher. That'll now bring up the cleanup batter, Brinley Browse. She'll watch this first one go by, and that'll be strike 1. Brinley Browse, a 2-time USSSA All-State selection. Had 2 runs, 1 hit, and 2 RBIs on Tuesday against Dodge City, as this one will be a pass ball, and this one should get Riley Dreher home as she slides in, just barely beating the catcher, and Hayes High already out to a 3-0 lead. So 1-1 is the count to Brinley Browse. On deck is Avery Soliday and Lainey Becker in the hole. Pitch on the way. This one a ground ball. Third baseman Steiner makes a diving play, and it's in time. Able to beat Brinley Browse to the bag as Muslin makes the play at first after a diving play from Tatum Steiner, and that's out number 1.
Now batting for the Indians, number 22, Avery.
So Avery Soliday coming up to the plate. A hit and an RBI for her in that first game. And this one will be a line drive into foul territory on the left field side. Oh, and 1 is the count. This one will get passed for ball 1. Pitch on the way from Villa. This one is popped into foul territory, and it'll go out the fence. As Soliday will walk back to the plate. The count is 0-2. With 1 out, Villa delivers the pitch on the inside, and there's ball 1. Soliday walks into the batter's box. Pitch on the way. And this one hit high in the air into the gap to the left and center field. A little bit of miscommunication. It'll drop down between Saulnier and Tasaka, and it's a double for Avery Soliday. So with 1 out, Soliday at second base, and that will actually bring in a courtesy runner. It is number 20 for Hayes High, the sophomore Adelie Kippis. So now stepping into the batter's box for Hayes High is the pitcher, number 11, Lainey Becker. 3 runs, 3 hits, and 2 RBIs for her in game 1. It's a line drive into the gap, It'll go into center field, and that will bring in another run for Hayes High, and it'll actually get past the center fielder. Becker rounding second, she'll round third and stop right there. A triple and an RBI for Hayes High as they take a 4-0 lead. And we're already going to get another mound meeting for the Red Demons as they trail Hayes High 4-0 after Lee Zimmerman getting on through the air. And then a wild pitch and a pass ball later. She's the first run for Hayes High. Lauren Klein walked as the second batter for Hayes High, and then Riley Dreher had a triple where she brought Lauren Klein home. Avery Soliday had a double. She had the RBI, and now she came home from the Laney Becker triple as Casey Jones steps up to the plate for the first time today. And this one will be fouled off to the right side for strike one. Next up for Hayes High will be Brindley Rupp on deck and Jaylee Summers in the hole. Pitch on the way from Villa. And this one line drived and fouled towards the Dodge City dugout here on the first base side. Oh, and 2 will be the count to Casey Jones. Alicia Villa delivers, and it's in there for strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Dodge City as a team. That's also just their 7th strikeout of the season.
Now batting for the Indians, number 25, Brindley Rupp.
So Brindley Rupp now up to bat for Hayes High. She'll watch this first one go by for ball 1. A little bit inside. Rupp scored a run in the first inning of last game as she was walked on a full count. She was the 4th run of the game for Hayes High, and she'll watch another one go by for ball 2. At third base is Laney Becker. She'll stay on the bag as the pitch is on the way, and it's to the outside. There's ball 3. Rupp is ready, so is Villa. She'll deliver, and this one is in there for strike 1. Rupp trying to get on, which would bring up Jaylee Summers, meaning Hayes High would bat the cycle in the first inning for the 2nd time today. And this one is down in the dirt. There's another walk. So that'll bring up number 3, the designated player in today's game, Jaylee Summers. She was the 9th batter in the last game as well. Got on a fielder's choice in the first inning, had a sac fly, which was one of 3 RBIs for her in that first game. That one was in the 3rd inning, and she also had a double in the 4th inning as she misses the first one for strike 1. And she was actually the 15th and the winning run in that first game as well. Pitch on the way. This one inside for ball 1. As Summers steps back into the batter's box. Pitch is on the way. And it is in there for strike 2. Summers thought it was a little bit on the inside. But she's now faced with a 1-2 count. Lisa Zimmerman is on deck. She was the leadoff batter for Hayes High. Pitch on the way from Villa is outside for ball 2. Summers will show bunt. Then pull it back as the pitch is on the way. It's a line drive past second base. Summers will get on and bring in another run. Brindley Rupp will score as well, so a 2 RBI single for Jaylee Summers.
Now batting for the Indians, number 8, Elise.
So Hayes High takes a 6-0 lead, and now Elise Zimmerman back up. Got on an error on a 1-0 count to start the game, and she would eventually score. And this one popped into the air. Shortstop trying to chase it down, and she drops it. Moved a little bit too far past it. And Elise Zimmerman is on, and advancing to third is Jaylee Summers. So Lauren Klein out to bat. Walked on a full count. That was the second run of the game for Hayes High in this first inning.
Lauren Klein.
Klein gets set. First pitch on the way is outside for ball 1. And stealing second with no trouble is Elise Zimmerman. One 1-0 count with 2 outs to the left fielder. This one outside. Ball number 2. Alicia Villa gets set, delivers. This will pop up in the infield. She'll get under it, and there is out number 3 to retire the side. Another 6-run first inning for Hayes High, just like they did in that first game. And they'll now try to shut down Dodge City here in the top of the second when we come back. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Sportsmanship is more than shaking hands before and after games. It is striving for fair play, positive behavior, and respect towards your opponent. It can also highlight the character and integrity of an athlete whether they win or lose. Therefore, it allows an athlete to develop maturity, responsibility, and perseverance while maintaining a competitive spirit. Achieving good sportsmanship is shown not only on the field or court, but also how an athlete positively treats others in everyday life. This is Shalaya Inslee from Marion High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
So Hayes High ends the first inning the same way they did in the first game. They scored 6 runs off of 4 hits and 2 errors and 2 left on base, and Lauren Klein was the final out of that first inning. So we go to the top of the second now. Lainey Becker still in the circle for Hayes High.
Leading off for Dodge City, number
And
23,
leading off for Dodge City is the 5th batter, number 23, Kiana Tasaka. Got on once on a catcher interference in the second inning of the first game and struck out swinging in the 4th inning. She was the final batter of the game for Dodge City. She fouls this one back. 1-1 is the count to the center fielder. Becker gets set, delivers the pitch, and this one a hard ground ball. Becker recovers it and throws it over to first base where Brindley Browse is standing for out number 1.
Now batting
That'll
for
now
Dodge
bring
City,
up number 3, the left
Yemi
fielder,
Solier.
Camilla Solier. Only had 1 plate appearance in game 1. It was in the second inning. She struck out swinging on 3 straight strikes. And she swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1 is the count. Raquel Lopez is on deck. Abby Schreiner is in the hole. Pitch on the way from Lainey Becker. She swings and misses at that one as well. 0-2 count. Becker delivers the 0-2. And a swing and a miss as this one will go down in the dirt. And it's a drop third strike. But the second drop third strike of the day for Lainey Becker against the Dodge City Red Demons.
Now batting for Dodge
So 2 outs for Hayes High, and now Raquel Lopez will come up to the plate. The second baseman reached on an error on one plate appearance in game 1. And she fouled the first pitch back. 0-1 is the count. Becker delivers. This one high, and Avery Soliday has to go up and get it for ball 1. Becker looks at her wrist. Soliday showing that she wants it low. And the pitch on the way is fouled back for strike number 2. As Hayes High looking for another 1-2-3 inning. They had 2 of those in 4 innings in the first game, which was the first inning and the last inning. This one low and in there. Strikeout looking for Lainey Becker against Raquel Lopez, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down inning, and we'll go to the bottom of the second when we come back. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
We all know how hard it is to play sports outside of work and school, but sometimes we forget that we're not the only ones that are taking in time outside of work and school for these sports. Coaches spend a lot of time outside of school at practices, games, and other team events to help every athlete succeed. They set things up before practice and stay after to help their athletes. So remember to thank your coaches for all the time and effort they put in to make your experience the best it can be. I'm Jeremy Winslow, and this was a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association Student Advising Team.
This is the dangers of littering.
Cigarette butts are the most common type of litter. Over 100,000 whales, dolphins, and turtles die annually after becoming entangled and consuming plastic. Over 1 million animals die per year due to littering. Every year, over 10 billion tons of plastic end up in the ocean. Littering, cans, broken glass, and other sharp objects can cut and hurt animals and allow diseases to infect them. Animals can mistake litter for food, often causing malnutrition or even death. Littering can destroy an animal's habitats and shorten their food supply.
Some ways you can help end littering is picking up trash in public when you see it, or just picking up in general.
Back here at Bigglesmith Sports Complex in the bottom of the second inning after a 3 up, 3 down inning from the Red Demons. That'll bring up Riley Dreher to start things off. First pitch is low for ball 1. Riley Dreher has been Hayes High's most successful batter in these last few games. Went 3 for 3 against Dodge on Tuesday, 3 for 3 in game 1 today, and has scored 7 runs in these last 3 games. And this one, a line drive, gets past the third baseman. Left fielder Saulnier chases it down. Dreher rounded first, acting like she's going to go, and she will get there in time. She slid as the shortstop, Aaliyah Smith, tried to tag her. And it's a double for the shortstop.
Now batting for Hayes High, number 21.
So now up will be the first baseman, Brindley Browse. Grounded out to the third baseman on a diving play in the first inning. And this pitch is popped up in the infield. Chasing it down is Muslin, and it's the catcher that actually jumps up and makes the catch. Kennedy Thompson got under it. And Riley Dreher advances to second base, or third base after having to slide in. And that will now bring up Avery Soliday.
Now batting for the Indians, number 22, Avery Soliday.
Doubled on a 1-2 count in the first inning. And this pitch slow and high for ball one. Pitch on the way from Villa. Once again, high and slow. 2-0 count to Avery Soliday. Laney Becker is on deck and Casey Jones is in the hole. Pitch on the way. And this one is fouled back for strike number one. Villa will get set and delivers the pitch to Soliday. And this one is low for ball three. One out here in the bottom of the second inning. Catcher wants it a little bit high, and Soliday will take a swing at it as it's popped up to the shortstop. She'll get under it, and there's out number one, or out number two. So now Laney Becker will return to the plate, hit a triple, where she also had an RBI in the first inning.
Now batting for the Indians, number 11, Laney Becker.
And the pitch, this one low for ball one. Is the count to Laney Becker. Pitch on the way. And this one will get past the catcher, and Riley Dreher scores once again on a pass ball. Eight straight runs without an out for Riley Dreher. And now Laney Becker on a 2-0 count. And this one, ground ball to the second baseman, Lopez. She'll throw it over to Muslin at first base, and that will retire the side. Riley Dreher gets on through a double in that second inning and eventually gets home on the pass ball, but three straight outs follow. And we'll go to the top of the third with Hayes High leading 7-0. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secured. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
The key to a great game is sportsmanship. It is essential to show respect to your opponents, teammates, coaches, and yourself. Playing hard, being fair, and having fun is what sportsmanship is all about. Whether you win or lose, congratulate your team and opponents for their hard work and dedication. Good sportsmanship is about demonstrating integrity, fairness, and respect. Let's show the world what true sportsmanship is all about. A message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team and Tribe Broadcasting.
Laney Becker returns to the circle as we go to the top of the third inning. 8-9-1 batters up for Dodge City as Abby Schreiner will lead things off. She was the 9th batter in game one and only had one plate appearance where she struck out swinging. So far for Laney Becker, has only allowed one hit and that player is the only one to get on base, which is Tatum Steiner. Other than that, she's gotten 3 strikeouts on the day, and the first pitch is low for ball one. Becker will look at her wrist, decides the pitch. Soliday showing that she wants it low, and this one is in there right down the middle for strike one. So a 1-1 count to the right fielder. And the pitch. And this one is fouled away for strike two. Almost went over the barrier. We'll see how they approach this one. This is the sixth batter in the game for Dodge City to be faced with a 2-strike count. One of them was the hit, the other ones have been strikeouts, and this one is a strikeout looking for the first out of the inning. So to round out the lineup, it'll be the pitcher, number 12, Alicia Villa.
Abby Villa.
And Becker will get set, deliver the pitch. And this one a little bit high for ball one. Pitch on the way, and she swings and misses that one. 1-1 is the count. Third baseman and first baseman playing up a little bit for Hayes High. And another swing and another miss for Alicia Villa. And the pitch. This one will go down in the dirt, 2-2 count. Dodge City will return to the top of their order after this, with Aaliyah Smith, Kennedy Thompson, and Tatum Steiner as the top three batters. Another high pitch, and now it's a full count. Second full count Dodge City's faced with in this game. The other one was a strikeout swinging. Pitch on the way, and this one is fouled back. And Villa will stay alive with a full count. Becker's ready, delivers, and a swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Lainey Becker. Her fifth strikeout of the day. As she entered this game with 10, so 14, so 15 for her on the year. And now that'll bring up Aaliyah Smith. Struck out swinging on a drop, third strike. It was a full count in the first inning, and she watches this first one go by a little bit high. 1-0 is the count. Kennedy Thompson is on deck, and Tatum Steiner is in the hole for Dodge City. Pitch on the way, and she swings and misses at that one. 1-1 count. Count. Becker delivers, and a swing and a miss. A little bit slow and a little bit low as she's able to get it by her. 1-2 count. And the pitch is in there for strike three. 3 straight strikeouts in the third inning for Lainey Becker. And with a 7-0 lead, we'll see how Hayes High responds here in the bottom of the third inning. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
As athletes, we couldn't play the sports we do without officials. Officials keep the game safe, fair, and fun. Our officials work hard in the off-season to be the best they can. The best way to thank them is to show them nothing but respect and gratitude during competition. As competition starts this year, please be aware of how you are treating officials in order to have the best outcome for your season and your officials. A message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team in Tribe Broadcasting.
Go to the bottom of the third inning. Alicia Villa back in the circle for Dodge City. And the first pitch is low for ball one. As she goes up against Casey Jones. She struck out looking on 3 straight pitches in the first inning. And the pitch on the way. And this one is a foul tip for strike one. One count for Jones against Villa. Pitch on the way is a high for ball 2. One pitch on the way. And this one, ground ball, gets past the shortstop. And Casey Jones has the hit to start off the third inning. That'll now bring up the third baseman, Brinley Rupp. Walked in the first inning and eventually scored the 6th and final run of that first inning for Hayes High. See how they approach this one. Third baseman and first baseman playing up for Dodge City. She'll show bunt, and it is perfect as it goes towards the third baseman, and she is there in plenty of time as Casey Jones will advance to third base. A perfect bunt there for Brinley Rupp down the third base line. And with runners at third and first, that will bring up the designated player number 3, Jaylee Summers. Had a single on a 2-2 count in the first inning, but she would remain stranded there.
Now batting for Hayes High, number 3, Jaylee
Now has the opportunity to drive some runs in. And this one, a line drive, will get past the shortstop. And the left fielder will throw it into third base, not in time. A double RBI for Brinley Rupp, or for Jaylee Summers. 5 RBIs on this season for Jaylee Summers. And we're going to get a mound meeting between Alicia Villa and first-year head coach for Dodge City, Sabrina Hughbanks. It's looking like they're going to keep her in. There's not much Dodge City can really do. They haven't been very successful pitching this season. But now Hayes High returns to the top of the order for the 3rd time in this game as Elise Zimmerman goes up. Has reached on 2 errors in this game. This one, a high fly ball between the gap and center and right field, and the center fielder can't get a hold of it, and that will bring in a run. Brinley Rupp will score, and stopping at third is Jaylee Summers. With that being a dropped ball, that's 3 times Elise Zimmerman has gone on in this game. All 3 of them have been errors. So that will bring up Lauren Klein. Walked in the first inning and was the final out of the first inning as well. And this one will be fouled back. 0-1 is the count. And Klein will step back into the batter's box. Shows bunt on an 0-1 count. Pulls it back and will bring it back up. This one will be right towards the pitcher. And it'll be an out at first base to Muslin, but scoring is Jaylee Summers. Lee Zimmerman will advance to third base. So now Riley Dreher will go up to bat, and she goes into the dugout. Not quite sure what she went in for. We'll see what it is. And it looks like she was just getting a new helmet, but she'll go up to bat now. 8 for 8 against Dodge City this season,
Now batting for the Indians,
where she
number
has
30,
scored on
Riley
each of her at-bats.
Dreher.
Runner at third is Elise Zimmerman. Dreher batting in the left-handed box. Pitch on the way. This one, a line drive going past the pitcher. This one will get to the center fielder. Another run scores for Hayes High as they get to an 11-0 lead. And another RBI for Riley Dreher. That will now bring up Brindley Browse,
Now
first
batting for
baseman,
Hayes
over
High,
2 on the
number
day.
21, Brindley
Grounded out to the third
Browse.
baseman in the first inning, and in the second inning had a pop out to the catcher. Pitch on the way. It will get past the catcher. She's not sure where it's at. It'll roll past her, and Riley Dreher will advance 2 bases to third base as she slides in with plenty of time. And she's in scoring position on a 1-0 count to Brindley Browse. Villa will get set. Pitch on the way. And this one will bounce off Browse, and it'll be a foul ball. 1-1 count with 1 out here in the third inning. Center fielder shifts over towards left field. And the pitch will be a line drive. This one will bounce towards second base. Shortstop runs over, and Browse is there for the RBI single. One out, 12-0 lead for Hayes High. 3 more runs, and that'll be 3 straight run rules against Dodge City. I'll bring up Avery Soliday, had a double in the first inning.
Number 22, Avery
And a
Soliday.
pop out in the second inning to the shortstop. This one, ground ball to the third baseman Steiner. It takes a bounce, and there is out number 2. Browse advanced to second base, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Laney Becker.
Now batting for Hayes High, number 11, Laney Becker.
Villa delivers the pitch. This one high for ball 1. And the pitch on the way from Villa is in there for strike 1. Hayes High has bat the order already for the second time in this game. It's also the 3rd time today that they've done so, as they'll return to where they started if they can get one more hit with Casey Jones on deck. 2-1 count on a high ball to Laney Becker. Outfielder once again shifted to left field. This one a pop fly into foul territory. Muslin will chase it down, and there is out number 3. Hayes High scores 5 runs in that inning, and We'll now try to shut down the Red Demons when we come back. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Hello everyone, this is Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning in to today's game, and we also want to remind you that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play of varsity sports, including football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians!
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
To the top of the fourth we go. Hayes High in front 12-0 on the Red Demons. And starting off for the 2-3-4 for Dodge City is Kennedy Thompson as she starts with a 1-0 count. Hayes High did make one fielding change in between innings. Shea Augustine goes in at second base for Casey Jones. It's now 2-0 count for Thompson. She grounded out to Brindley Browse at first base in the first inning. And the pitch on the way. This one's fouled back to 1 count. Tatum Steiner is on deck. Macy Muslin is in the hole for the Red Demons. Becker delivers. And this one is a pop fly in the infield. Riley Dreher gets under it. And there's out number 1. I'll now bring up Tatum Steiner. Singled on a 2-2 count in the first inning. She's the 4th different player for Dodge City to have a hit this season. And we have another time for Riley Dreher. Not sure what it is. Looks like as she returns, it might have been like a nosebleed or something, because
Now batting for Dodge City, number 15, Tatum Steiner.
we return to action now with Tatum Steiner now up. Watches the first one go by for ball 1. Steiner's the only returning player for the Red Demons that was an all-WAC selection last season. And this is their first, and today are her first 2 games of the season. As she watches that one go by, 1-1 is the count. Dodge City just tries to put up some runs here. And this one fouled towards the Dodge City dugout, 1-2 count. As we mentioned, they've only scored 3 runs all season, and all those came in their season opener against Great Bend. Just trying to get some experience for a young team under first-year head coach Sabrina Hughbanks, with a team that hasn't had a winning season since 2021, where they finished 16-5. And this one a ground ball to Riley Dreher at shortstop. She loses control of it, Throws it over to Browse at first base, but it's not in time as Steiner gets on through the air. So Steiner gets on. That'll bring up the first baseman, Macy Muslin. Had a line drive hit on the first base side in the first inning, but Brindley Browse made an incredible play to get the out in the first inning. And the pitch is high, and it's ball one as they threw it back to Browse, who couldn't get Steiner tagged in time. But it's a 1-0 count to the first baseman. Pitch on the way. Popped up. Riley Dreher getting under it. And there's out number 2. So that'll bring up the center fielder, number 23, Kiana Tasaka. Grounded out to Becker in the second inning. And she was the first out of the second inning as well.
Now batting number 23, Kiana Tasaka.
But Hayes High looking to retire the side right here as this goes to the third baseman, Rupp, and she throws it over to first base, and that will do it for the fourth inning. As Hayes High just needs 3 runs to get another run rule against Dodge City and secure their victory, which would be their 7th of the season and their 3rd in WAC play. We'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Sportsmanship is more than shaking hands before and after games. It is striving for fair play, positive behavior, and respect towards your opponent. It can also highlight the character and integrity of an athlete whether they win or lose. Therefore, it allows an athlete to develop maturity, responsibility, and perseverance while maintaining a competitive spirit. Achieving good sportsmanship is shown not only on the field or court, but also how an athlete positively treats others in everyday life. This is Shalaya Inslee from Marion High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Bigel-Schmidt Sports Complex as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hayes High in front, 12-0. And as we start the inning with Casey Jones, or correction, Shea Augustine leading off. Came in as a sub at second base at the top of the 4th.
Hayes High, number 25, Brindley Rupp.
And now we got a hit for Brindley Rupp. This one will go to left field. Shea Augustine trying to get to third base in time. She slides in. She got tagged, but Steiner lost the ball, so she is there safely. So Brindley Rupp gets the double.
Now batting for the Indians, number 3.
Runners at second and third. Now Jaylee Summers up. Single and a double for her so far today, as well as a run. Pitch on the way. Down in the dirt. This will get past the catcher. And now Rupp has to go back to second base. She thought Shea Augustine was going to take off for it, but wasn't enough time for her, so she just stayed put at third. Either way, it's a 1-0 count to Jaylee Summers. So they'll return to action after switching the balls out. And the pitch on the way. On the outside, there's ball number 2 to Jaylee Summers. Sal will return back to the top of the order for the 4th time today, or in this game. It'll be Elise Zimmerman and Lauren Klein up after this. And the pitch. High and inside. There's ball 3. Jaylee Summers can get on right here. She would basically be the winning run here because if Hayes High can put up 3 runs, they will run rule the Red Demons. And it is ball number 4. Four pitches, 4 balls, and now the bases are loaded for Elise Zimmerman as she comes up. Jaylee Summers is the winning run. It's Hayes High trying to get the win and improve in their matchup history against the Red Demons. They're now 13-10 against Dodge City since 2015, and that a win today would now be a 9-game win streak. It's a 1-0 count now to Elise Zimmerman. This will be outside for ball 2. The way Hayes High has showed up for this game just shows how competitive they can be in WAC play. An interesting stat that was found for the Lady Indians since 2021, they are 11-3 in their second game against a WAC opponent if they beat them in the first game of the season series. That is now 12-3 because they won the first game today against Dodge City. That one was fouled off, 2-1 count for Elise Zimmerman. Pitch on the way from Alicia Villa is inside, but it's called strike 2. 2-2 the count to the center fielder. Villa gets set, delivers the pitch, and this one a fly ball. Center fielder running up on it, and a collision between Smith and Tasaka. But the play is made for out number 1. Hayes High does score 1 run, though, as all runners will advance on a sac fly from Elise Zimmerman.
Now batting number 24, Lauren Klein.
So 13-0 is the Hayes High lead. And that brings up Lauren Klein. Had a sac bunt in her last at-bat. Now this one, a line drive. Wind is pushing it into foul territory. It was a line drive to left field. But due to the wind, it goes into foul territory. Wind still going at 16 miles per hour is what it's currently listed as. Dropping the temperature by 3 degrees for what it feels like. But the pitch on the way is going to roll past the catcher, but not very far, as everyone will stay put. And it's a 1-1 count. Klein gets set. And the pitch on the way, and it's fouled. And it's a foul tip for strike number 2 for Lauren Klein. So 1-2 is the count. And the pitch on the way is high and up there, ball number 2. Pitch on the way is down in the dirt and outside. Full count now for Lauren Klein. She was faced with a full count in the first inning on her first at-bat, and now this one potentially being her last of the day, she is faced with a full count. Pitch on the way, and she swings and misses at that one for the strikeout, and it's out number 2. And now that brings up number 30, Riley Dreher. As we mentioned In her previous at-bat, 9 straight runs scored for her without getting out or being stranded on a base. She's had a triple, a double, and a single in this game number 2. Watches the first one go by for ball 1. Lee Browse is on deck, but if Dreher can get a good hit, this could likely be the last at-bat of the game with runners at third and second. And she fouls this one back, 1-1 count. She'll return to the batter's box, standing on the left-hand side. Pitch on the way. This one a high fly ball. Going towards the left fielder. She'll drop it, and that will do it as 2 runs will score. And Hayes High gets the run rule victory over the Red Demons by a final score of 15-0 for a 3-game season sweep. 45-0 in the season series with 3 straight run rules. And Hayes High will improve to 7-0 on the year and 3-0 in WAC play, and the Red Demons will drop to 0-7 on the year. So we'll have our post-game show coverage when we come back. We'll take a look at what happened in game number 2 and also get you some final numbers, and then we'll sign off after that. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello everyone, this is Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning in to today's game, and we also want to remind you that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play of varsity sports, including football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Back here at Bigel-Schmidt Sports Complex on the postgame show as the Lady Indians get their 7th victory of the season, and they sweep the Red Demons on the year, winning by a final score of 15-0 in today's game 1, game 2, and in the game on Tuesday night against the Red Demons in a single game. So we'll now take a look at our recap of game number 2. Dodge City got a runner on through a single. It was Tatum Steiner, making her the 4th different player for Dodge City to get a hit this season. But there were 3 outs that left her stranded there in that first inning. Hayes High would get Elise Zimmerman on through an error in the first inning, and she would eventually score, which was part of 6 straight runs for Hayes High, and Lauren Klein and Riley Dreher would score as well, as Dreher had a triple that brought home the first 2 runs, and then she'd get home from an Avery Soliday double. Lainey Becker had a triple in that first inning. Brindley Rupp was the 6th and final run to score in that first inning. And going into the second, it was a 3-up, 3-down for Dodge City, where they had a ground out to Lainey Becker, and then 2 straight strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking. Hayes High would get Riley Dreher to score in the second inning after she hit a double, and then 3 straight outs followed, but she got home on the pass ball. In the third inning, it was 3 straight strikeouts for another 3-up, 3-down inning for Dodge City. Hayes High scored three runs to start the third inning, or correction, actually 4 runs to start the third inning. And they would also score Riley Dreher after she hit a single and would get home from a Brindley Browse single. Casey Jones, Brindley Rupp, Jaylee Summers, and Elise Zimmerman were the other players to score in that third inning. In the fourth inning for Dodge City, they would have 2 flyouts, and Tatum Steiner got on through an error from Riley Dreher. But once again, just like the first inning, she would remain stranded because of 3 straight outs. And Hayes High wins it in the fourth inning with 3 runs for a 15-0 mercy rule. And it started with Casey Jones getting hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the fourth inning. Brindley Rupp would score, would bring her home after a double. Jaylee Summers walked, and she would get home from Riley Dreher's double, and that would score Brindley Rupp as well to give Hayes High the 15-0 win. And we'll take a look at our final numbers when we come back. This is Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
The key to a great game is sportsmanship. It is essential to show respect to your opponents, teammates, coaches, and yourself. Playing hard, being fair, and having fun is what sportsmanship is all about. Whether you win or lose, congratulate your team and opponents for their hard work and dedication. Good sportsmanship is about demonstrating integrity, fairness, and respect. Let's show the world what true sportsmanship is all about. A message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team in Tribe Broadcasting.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
The key to a great game is sportsmanship. It is essential to show respect to your opponents, teammates, coaches, and yourself. Playing hard, being fair, and having fun is what sportsmanship is all about. Whether you win or lose, congratulate your team and opponents for their hard work and dedication. Good sportsmanship is about demonstrating integrity, fairness, and respect. Let's show the world what true sportsmanship is all about. A message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Team in Tribe Broadcasting.
We all know how hard it is to play sports outside of work and school, but sometimes we forget that we're not the only ones that are taking in time outside of work and school for these sports. Coaches spend a lot of time outside of school at practices, games, and other team events to help every athlete succeed. They set things up before practice and stay after to help their athletes. So remember to thank your coaches for all the time and effort they put in to make your experience the best it can be. I'm Jeremy Winslow, and this was a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association Student Advisory Team.
This is the dangers of littering.
Cigarette butts are the most common type of litter. Over 100,000 whales, dolphins, and turtles die annually after becoming entangled and consuming plastic. Over 1 million animals die per year due to littering. Every year, over 10 billion tons of plastic end up in the ocean. Littering, cans, broken glass, and other sharp objects can cut and hurt animals and allow diseases to infect them. Animals can mistake litter for food, often causing malnutrition or even death. Littering can destroy an animal's habitats and shorten their food supply.
Some ways you can help end littering is picking up trash in public when you see it, or just picking up in general. Let's make this world cleaner, and let's end littering together.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Sportsmanship is more than shaking hands before and after games. It is striving for fair play, positive behavior, and respect towards your opponent. It can also highlight the character and integrity of an athlete whether they win or lose. Therefore, it allows an athlete to develop maturity, responsibility, and perseverance while maintaining a competitive spirit. Achieving good sportsmanship is shown not only on the field or court, but also how an athlete positively treats others in everyday life. This is Shalaya Inslee from Marion High School with a message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory.
Back here at Bigglesmith Sports Complex on the postgame show as the Lady Indians win 15-0 over Dodge City. We'll now take a look at our final individual and team numbers. Elise Zimmerman had 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 RBIs. Lauren Klein scored a run in the first inning. Riley Dreher finished with 3 runs, 4 hits, and 5 RBIs. Brinley Browse had a hit and an RBI on 3 at-bats. Avery Soliday had a run as well in the first inning. Lainey Becker finished with a run, a hit, and an RBI. Casey Jones had a run and a hit, and then when Shea Augustine came in the 4th inning, she scored the 13th run of the game for Hayes High. Casey Jones, Brinley Rupp had 3 runs and 2 hits, and Jaylee Summers finished with 2 runs, 2 hits, and 3 RBIs. For Hayes High as a team, they would have 15 runs as well as 12 hits and 12 runs were batted in. For Dodge City, Tatum Steiner had the only hit of the game. And looking at the final pitching numbers, Lainey Becker through 4 innings only allows 1 hit, 0 runs, and records 6 strikeouts on 52 pitches. Alicia Villa for Dodge City, 3 2/3 innings pitch, allows 12 hits and gives up 15 runs, as well as recording 3 walks and 2 strikeouts on 85 pitches. And that will wrap things up from Bickelschmidt. Again, Hayes High wins it 15-0 to sweep Dodge City on the season. And we'll take a look at what's up next for both teams. Hayes High's back at home on April 15th, where they will take on Garden City. And then after that, they will go on the road as they will face in the Dodge City tournament. They will play in the Dodge City tournament starting a week from today. That's a 2-day event. And they will stay on the road to take on Great Bend on April 22nd. And then they're back home on April 24th against Great Bend. For Dodge City, as they now drop to 0-7 on the year, they will be playing Great Bend on April 15th and then return home on April 25th to take on TMP. So we want to thank you all for tuning into today's game. I'm Hank Corsair. This has been Hayes High Softball on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We will see you all next time.